Joseph Capello. What's going on, bud? Good to see you.
Hello, Michael. How are you? Good to see you too.
Yeah, good to see you. I appreciate everything you're doing in the team. I appreciate everything. You know what I mean? Like, actually, yesterday was our anniversary, right? Where don't say it too loud, but the day that I met you and we signed you up, and look what you've done in the company so far. And you know what I mean? Like in 1 year, So just I want to do an interview with you just to really get to talk to you a little bit so your team can understand you. I want to ask you some questions that are gonna, just be real. Just tell us what you're thinking and where where your vision is and where you want to go with the company. Because your whole team's watching you. You know what I mean? And I'm excited to be here. So, and I know it's 8:00 at night. You could be wherever you want. But what I love about this, Joe, is that it's gonna be recorded. So you can listen to it anytime, and you can send it out to your new teammates too. Okay. Your new rock stars that are going to be signing up under you, because you are going regional vice president and you are going senior vice president in this company. Okay. So I'm not going to be doing a lot of talking here. I know I do a lot of talking all the time, but I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to get right to work. It's going to be about an hour long, and I'm just going to ask you some questions, and I just want you to be upfront, be real, and give us to us, Joe Capello way. Okay. All right. So the first question I want to ask you, Joe, is number one, what did you do before ACN?
Well, before I answer your question, Michael, first of all, I have to give it back to you. I want to say thank you for everything you do and have done for not only myself, but my team and the entire team, not only the Michael Ara Global, but also the HPU team and the Mazer Global team. You are a tremendous leader, and putting together all these videos, that have no financial connection to people or whatever, but you just see how important it is for people to get the information. So I want to thank you for doing that, first of all.
Yeah.
And so thank you for that. Yes. And so the question was, what did I do prior to ACN? My background's in the automotive industry. Been a fuel and lubrication specialist for the last 22 years. I worked for a company called BG Products and been very, very successful there. It's been a great life, a great career, nice lifestyle. Learned so much throughout my life there, throughout my career there. But I also recognize that, if God forbid a life event came my way, that it could impact myself and my family's lifestyle negatively. So that's why I looked at ACN.
Now, did you do this before COVID? Did you do this before COVID or after COVID?
No, actually, today is yesterday was my 1 year anniversary in the business. So I started my career in ACN May 28th of last year.
Okay. So COVID was just starting, and and I gave you a call and I just asked you a simple question, Joe, do you look for other ways of making money? And then we started talking, and then I flew out to Dallas, and then I was sitting on the diving board. I'll never forget it. And I was just reaching out to just everybody like I do. Didn't know that I had a regional vice president, senior vice president on the line, and just asked you a simple question. And today, how many customers you have today?
So my team and I have acquired 1,100 customers at this point.
1,100 customers. And how many personal customers did you speak to?
13.
13. So you talked to 13 people, got their bills, and today you get paid over 1,100 customers. Now, business partners, how many business partners did you go out and speak to?
Originally, you only spoke to one. I only spoke to one.
One. And today you have how many business partners?
There's over 140 people on my team right now, and growing every day. Everybody doing a little bit.
Exactly. And you started from zero. That's the best part. Everybody don't realize that everybody has to start from zero and build themselves up. You know what I mean? So the next thing is how were you introduced to the business?
Well, how was I introduced?
I know how, but I just want the world to know.
Well, a friend of mine that used to work with me in the automotive industry gave me a call and said he actually wanted me to meet you, and that he had started another venture and he wanted me to take a look at it. He wanted me to evaluate it for him. He knew that I had some experience in this field. And so I just said, sure, no problem. I'll take a look at it. But I had a lot of commitments at the time and had a lot of things going on. So it was a little bit before you and I actually connected on this. But once we did, it just made sense to me. So
now I didn't know you, right? Like you were not on my phone. I didn't know you. You didn't know me. I would have never. I drove past your house all the time, going to trainings, driving out to Connecticut, drove past your house, going home. Didn't even know where you lived. And you live 5 minutes from me. Right. And it's all because of a realtor.
Correct.
One special realtor that I talked to, and give him credit, Mr. Phil Reese. He came out and he started building a team. And as we started talking and going to know, thank God Phil knew you. And thank God I knew Phil. So it's it's just amazing. So again, I appreciate it. So the next question I want to ask you is, how long you been with ACN? You said you're with ACN for about 1 year, right?
No, exactly. 1 year and 2 days now.
1 year and 2 days. Congratulations on your anniversary. Now, what was it that you saw in ACN that made you decide to get started and plant your flag long term?
Well, I had some background in networking and had done another venture for a good long time and had some great success in that, made some money in that, built some lifelong relationships from that business. So while it did not end greatly, did not end terrifically, I had a good appreciation of what the business was, et cetera. And then when I saw ACN, that there was very low risk and no inventory, and during this pandemic, there was some easy, there was some uneasy feelings about the future and where it was going, et cetera. So I just got, I had my eyes open. I had my eyes open, looking for stuff, keeping my eyes open, and understanding that no one knew where the future was going. So I just got excited. I saw this opportunity. I saw residual income. I saw the Zoom technology, and it just made perfect sense to me on a very, very easy, basic level. And I just partnered up and followed the system.
So you built your whole business. Your whole entire business is based on Zoom. You never did a meeting in a living room. You never did a meeting in a hotel. Amazing.
That's correct. As a matter of fact, I think I told you the night that I signed up that I did not want to sign up if it meant that I had to drive. It meant that I had to go from house to house, from living room to living room. I wasn't interested in that anymore. I had done that for 12 years, building another business, had great success, like I said, but there was a lot of mileage put on me and my cars, and it was a very, very exhausting career. So
no, I understand. So you're telling me when I called you, you had in your eyes, you were thinking. You were talking about you and your girlfriend. You were talking about this, your fiance. You're talking about that maybe I might need to look for other ways because there's some unsettling feelings about some things that are happening. Like everybody was happening last year of March of 2020, including myself. I didn't know where I was going, and we didn't know where anything was going. We didn't, locking people down. I just had a meeting, somebody in Australia, and they're shutting down the country again. Everything's getting shut down because of a couple of cases. So we're very lucky to be where we're at today. So I'm just so glad that, and that's what we have to think about. We have to think about when we make these calls that these people, you don't know what's going on the other side. There could be another Joe talking about it in his family saying, listen, you know what? Things are not really happening like I like where they are now. And I want to, let me just call and find out. So I'm so glad I made that phone call.
Well, Michael, so the thing is, while I've had a great career in what I do and I have made a very good living, okay, when the pandemic hit, no one knew what was going to be held in front of us. No one knew what was coming. So, they were talking about shutting everything down, et cetera. And I just said, okay, well, if I'm going to be home, I got to find a way to make some money. And then I had talked to to my sweetheart about, I'm getting up there in age and start looking at retirement ages and stuff. I'm still a few years away, but still has to be in the picture. So I was thinking about retirement incomes and enhancing those things and being able to live well. So
no, I fully understand it. I mean, I kept saying I'd never seen anything like this before. I'm 50 years old. Like, I don't know what's happening. And then I realized I had to wear the same socks. I had to wear the same, like, it was just scary. It was scary. It was scary. So I'm glad it's over. I'm glad we're back to normal a little bit and things are happening. And, and that's that. So the next thing is, what was your first year like? Did you find success right away or did it take time? When did you know that you could be successful in this industry, including in ACN?
Well, I like to think that I was different, right? Some people are unsure coming in. I've always had a great confidence in pretty much everything that I did in life. And I've had great success in another venture somewhat like this. I had tremendous success in my career. So I was confident that I could talk to people. I was confident that I knew I had a good database, had 1,000 people in my phone, that I had a good starting point for this business. My first year was crazy. Just totally nuts. Just 5 months to regional director, which was like a blur. And my team and I, we just went to work, some quality people, business owners and lifelong friends that, people like Calvin Powell, Lorna, Manny, just people that just came along and just absolutely lit this thing up and started having success really, really in a big, big way. And just being students of the system, they saw what I saw. Yeah. They saw the spark. Yeah. They had the spark as well.
Yeah. And Calvin was one of your elementary school friends. Was that correct?
Calvin and I are friends since fourth grade.
Yeah.
Since fourth grade.
In business with your fourth grade friend. That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I know Manny 30 years. I know Manny 30 years.
Well, listen, I had to get through Manny to get to you. So thank God Manny's in the picture because he helped to make that decision. So, that's awesome. You mentioned some really good names there. So, and Lorna's very close to regional director, correct?
Correct. Met Lorna through her son. I knew her son from the automotive industry, and he led me to his mom. He told me, I've got to talk to my mom. You've got to talk to my mom. And I'm like, let's go. And today I talk to her every day, a couple of times a day, and she is on the verge of being a regional director, which is mind blowing to me. I still wake up and I pinch myself that I'm a regional director. To be on the verge of of helping somebody else reach that is really exciting. So
Yeah, exactly. Well, listen, HBU, he always says that, Mr. Harsh Patel, regional vice president, he always says that to become a leader, you have to go to reduce a leader. So now you're a regional director, you did it in 5 months. And if you could do that in a very quick time, now a lot of people will see that and it just starts to explode. So you're doing exactly what Harsh is teaching us. Thank God we have him as on upline to teach us everything that he knows. So that's that. Okay. So the next thing is, the power of long-term vision. Why is it important to envision the final result, create a plan, and then work towards completion? In other words, did you do this alone? Did you use your upline? Like, what is the secrets that you can give to, because remember, the new people are listening to this and they want to go regional director in 5 months. They want to go regional vice president, senior vice president, and they just want to know the secrets. Everybody wants to know the secrets. So give it to us, Joe.
So the secret is, as I like to say, is use your upline.com. Okay. My upline has been a blessing, a complete blessing to me, directly from Pat and Mike Mazur, who are the innovators of this ROCKSTAR system, to Mr. Harsh Patel, 28-year-old, just bad as I ever wanted to be in anything that I ever wanted to be. Just a business guru like you wouldn't believe for a 28-year-old, such experience and wisdom for a 28-year-old. And then I had Michael Arick, when I first met you, it was incredible. We just clicked, and it was unbelievable. Your motor, just keep going and keep going. I kept putting people in front of you, and just the consistency of developing one meeting, and then two meetings, then three meetings, and then we were all out every day. And just in 5 months, we hit regional director. And it's no secret. I give thanks and all glory and total respect to you, Michael, for helping me succeed in that. I'm a regional director today in this company because you were my mentor, and because you were a student of the business, I became a student of the business. And that just speaks volumes about who you are and what you've gone through, right from studying Mike and Pat to studying Harsh Patel and all the tremendous leaders. So yeah, I'm excited to be on your team. I'm excited that I was your first regional director. Yeah, I got it. Sorry, Javon, I got to give you a dig. But it's just, it's been a complete blessing to me in my life and my family. So.
Yeah, exactly. I can't say you changed the whole game, but you're coachable. You're willing to put the work in. I say we do a meeting on Tuesday. You said I want a meeting on Monday and Wednesday at 7:00. And then Harsh is like, well, we don't do that. You get one meeting and then you go work the next one. You do the next one. What is this? All this stuff. And I was like, listen, that's what he wants to do. That's what he wants to do. But most people put a meeting there and don't invite people. You put a meeting there. And when I showed up, you were there with people. That's it. But remember, your upline is going after what he wants. I had to get an RD done so I can go produce another RD. See, I got to go regional vice president. I got to go senior vice president. The only way I get there is go look for the people that want to work, that are willing to put that have the contacts, that are wanted, that are asking the questions, that are just willing to, give up time with your fiance, give up time for dinners, all the stuff that you missed, that you went and did. Look, it all paid off. So, okay. So the next thing is this is not a get rich screen and a lottery ticket. This is hard work done consistently over 3 to 5 years to achieve your financial goals. How does long-term vision help IBOs get through the ups and downs of this business?
Well, that's kind of a two-part question. So I'm gonna try and answer that as best I can. The first thing is that you have to recognize that I was working 40, 50, 60, 70 hours a week, and the plan is just for 40 years, right? And understand that this business is the shortcut. Okay, it is the shortcut. I've been putting that amount of effort into other people's dreams for that amount of time. Now, why wouldn't I do that for myself anyway, from 3 to 5 years or even longer? It doesn't matter. It's for me and my family to have the security. So I had that vision pretty much made sense to me. The other thing is that you mentioned before about writing down your goals and really having that vision of succeeding. I've always done that. I've always had that goal in mind. I've always led with the end in mind. I always began with the end in mind. And so very, very quickly, no disrespect to anyone in the on the team or in the company, I recognized that no one had anything on me. I could do what everybody else has done, and to a very, very big level. So I was just, I was comforted by that. I knew that it wasn't a respecter of anything. It was a numbers game. I had to go through the numbers, and that's it. I had to go through the steps and become a student of the business and just follow the system.
Yeah. Yep. Soon to be a regional vice president, Monica Bernardino, she says all the time, she goes, listen, you're going to be building an empire and you got to know how to do that. Now, you never know when that person walks in the living room, if that person is going to be your next SVP, RVP, SVP, or an RD. You don't know. So you got to know the information. You got to be trained. You got to pay attention. And and I always listen to her for that, because a couple of times I went to training, it was in Dallas, Texas, and I was playing on my phone. And she went over and grabbed my phone and handed it to Harsh. She's like, the only way you're going to learn is actually take the phone away. So I'm just going to, I'm going to do you a favor. And I was just like, this woman took my phone away. Like, what is this? Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is crazy. But now I know why. You know what I mean? And I got kicked out of training one time in Dallas, Texas, because I was Mr. Negative. And he told me, go leave the training right now. Go to Walden Books and get this book called The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vince Lapille. He says, and do not come to training without reading that book. Okay. Now you can go now. And he kicked me out of training because I brought something up and I was so negative. And, and I mean, all that little stuff that nobody sees what you go through to get it working. But because of your experience, which I'm feeling from, the last company, Amway, you were a big company with Amway. It's one of the largest companies in the network marketing field. Like, that they have their own stadium and, so you got a lot of that experience and you taught me a lot about them too, which I get so excited just watching some of those things. So, I think that it was just really came together. So yeah, that's good. Good point. Now, the second thing is at the beginning, very start of 2021, why is it the perfect time for people to set their goals for the year and have you set any specific goals for the year and your team and where you want to go and where you want to be by, let's say, the end of the year?
Well, yes. Yes, I have. And so the whole goal is I want to be able to help people get to RD. I have some people on my team. My goal is to help them. Lorna, we mentioned Lorna, Calvin. We mentioned Manny. There's some people on the team, Gene Johnson, who's coming on. My goal is to help these people succeed in a very, very big way in a short period of time. Okay. What I understood my whole life is helping others. You'll get what you want. Now, my dreams and goals are still big. I mean, I'm going to be a regional vice president and senior vice president of this company. Okay. But I'm not focused on that. I'm focused on helping RDs break every leg, four RDs in every leg, and helping people beyond that. Everybody get paid. These bonuses that ACN has thrown out the last few months. Last month, my team had 9 of those bonuses paid out. So I'm excited about helping other people make money in this business, because you never know how much it is that's going to impact somebody.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. And so you want to become, when do you want to become a regional vice president? When is your date? Or you could say it. You don't have to say it if you don't want.
No, I did readjust it. I had it going into the end of this year. I did readjust it because I sat down with Harsh Patel and he showed me some things. Okay. So right now I'm looking at my anniversary date next year, May 28th, as being my regional vice president date to go and hit regional vice president. So it's not too bad. I don't think it's too bad. Regional vice president in 2 years.
Yeah.
That's pretty strong.
Yeah, exactly.
But it takes focus, it takes work, it takes dedication, and commitment and consistency. Consistency is the number one thing.
Okay. All right. Good. Some golden nuggets there. Okay. So what is your favorite, which is your favorite service in America? And why?
Well, obviously the number one service that is energy, right? The energy services around the country are unbelievable, and what ACN gives opportunity to do, and the residuals built off of that are incredible. But a close second, and I know this is music to your ears, is identity theft protection with ID Seal. I know that Vivint Home Security is a very, very big business for us as well with the residuals. But I just think, kind of like what Pat Major says, that this industry is going to be, we're revolutionizing what's happening in the identity theft protection realm. With ID Seal Perfect, it's coming at convention, and it's going to be revolutionary to the industry, and we're going to be on the cutting edge. When you realize that only 15% of Americans have some coverage, You know, there's a great market there, and we're going to have a cutting edge product, okay, that not only we can protect people, but we can get paid on as well. So I think that that's where the future is. It's not, you know, if you're going to get your identity stolen, it's more like when. So those are my two favorites. If I can have two, Michael, I know you asked me for one.
No, that's fine. That's fine. No, I fully agree. Okay. Why is ACN the perfect business for people to build a part-time around their full-time schedule?
Wow. Boy, am I a great example of that. You know, for those of you that don't know me, I work out of a van, out of a truck, out of a van every single day. And it's not unusual for me to do 1, 2, 3, 4 PBZs in my van. It's not unusual at all, you know, and it's one of the benefits of having this support system in ACN and ROCKSTAR system, and specifically Michael, you, and Harsh and Pat and Mike, is that wherever I am, if I need help, you guys jump on and help. Okay. You know, I don't call you to waste your time. You know, I'm calling you if I say I need you on a call, I need you on a call. And you guys come, and you don't know where I'm going to be. Sometimes I'm home, sometimes I'm in a gas station doing something, sometimes I'm in a parking lot doing something. You know, some of my best PBZs have been from my car. You know, I remember getting started and doing a PBZ in my van while I was eating lunch. Okay, right in the beginning, the first couple of weeks, we were doing PBZs every single Tuesday. Think about that. Every single Tuesday at 12 o'clock, Michael Eric was doing a PBZ for me in my van. So that's how I grew. You know, I just invited people and said, hey, listen, you're on lunch. Why don't you get on for 20 minutes? And Zoom technology, right? Find a spot where there's a hot spot and go and get it done. So that's a perfect Zoom technology going around the world. You know, we were in Australia the other night, you know, and neither one of us has left Dutchess County, but here we are going around the world. Okay, so that's what this technology has done, and the opportunity is greater than ever. Like you talked about, if it took me driving all over the place, I wouldn't want to be doing it. Well, guess what? I don't have to. I've got Zoom technology. It's not going anywhere, and I can do 2, 3, 4 Zooms a day, 5 Zooms a day, 6 Zooms a day. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. No, I mean, you know, Harsh. At one time there was no Zoom. Zoom wasn't allowed because it wasn't duplicatable, and it was, you know, people would be invited on Zoom. It just wasn't. And the real touch, the real, you know, how everything's going and looking people in the eyes and getting to know them. And, you know, yes, but because of the pandemic and because of what happened, and, you know, people are dying, you know what I mean? And rest in peace, all the people that had to go through what they had to go through last year. But, you know, Zoom technology, I always wanted to have a dream to build another country and be able to go there and actually be welcomed, you know what I mean? Of a regional director there or something like that. But I found out very quickly in the beginning, I didn't have a regional director. I didn't have 2 regional directors. I didn't have anybody. I didn't have anybody here taking over. But now that I have you here, now, you know, thankful to you, Joe, I'm now expanding into Australia, and I have now, you know, a little team growing there. So, you know, and this is the best part. You could go find somebody in Australia and you can let me know, and I can start working with them because I'm going to know all the. I feel like I'm brand new in ACN with the last meeting I was just on in Australia, bringing a new IBO on. I felt like I was it's unbelievable. Like it made me, and I look like an idiot. I'm going to be honest with you. I look like I had to call someone in to get help, and you know what I mean? So, but again, you know, so that's that. Okay. So sometimes I get off track. So the next thing is how important the mentors are in the industry. So how important are the mentors in the industry of network marketing? And did you have any of them pour into you to help you become the leader that you became to achieve the success you have achieved?
Okay. So let's change that to how important are mentors in life. You know, I've been blessed at every stage in my life. I had a mentor that picked up and guided me through whatever minefield of life I was going through, right? So my first mentor in life was my dad, my hero in life. Unfortunately, he's gone home to be with God now 13 years ago. But there's not a day or a time that I don't carry him in my heart and think about him every single day. And I try to make him proud every single day. Any success I've had is because I wanted to make him proud. So he was my first mentor. Then I went into high school and I met a high school coach, Neil Baskin, who was had a great impact on me, as far as teaching me what to do and how to say things and how to compete properly, how to succeed in life, because I was hoping for my competition to do the best possible job that they could do. And so that when I succeeded, I knew that I accomplished something. So it was incredible. And then I played baseball and I met another gentleman, Willie Rodriguez, who unfortunately he's passed on not so long ago. He's had a great impact on me as far as philosophies of life and understanding the simplicities of baseball and enjoying life, enjoying the game. And then in my Amway business, we had a gentleman named Anthony Macy, who was very influential in my life and brought me to a more Christian way of being and understanding how to deal with people in life. And then, of course, in my job, the last 22 years, I've had a tremendous mentor in my boss, Robert Felton, who's had success. He's been very successful in what he does, et cetera. And then last but not least, I got in this business and I met the great mentors in this business. Most importantly, Michael Arick. Michael just poured into me every chance that he got and sharing opportunity. Michael, thank you for all of that. It's just been tremendous training and teaching, even though when it doesn't seem like you're training and teaching, we're just talking, but I'm picking stuff up from you, believe it or not. So I just love talking with you. I love sharing ideas with you and having the success that we've had.
Yeah, it's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so the next question is, what are the top books recommendations when it comes to personal growth and network marketing?
Well, I think everybody has the Bible of network marketing, right? Think and Grow Rich, right? That's like required reading. If you haven't read it, automatically you need to read that. Think and Grow Rich. There it is, Michael. I knew you had it. Okay. My personal favorite from when I was in a previous business was The Magic of Thinking Big. I have that now. I have it here. I can't. The Magic of Thinking Big is my favorite.
You're muted.
The Magic of Thinking Big is my favorite book personally to read.
Okay.
But I've gotten the most growth out of that over the years and understanding things about believe you can succeed.
This is a home-based business, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I get it. So believe you can succeed and you will. Having goals, having dreams, having vision, and more importantly, overcoming failure disease, excusitis. Having excuses. Everybody's got excuses, right? Harsh Patel, our mentor, says all excuses are equal. Well, everybody's got excusitis. Everybody's got excusitis. And
Harsh used to say to me all the time, he used to say to me, when you stop buying people's excuses, then you're going to get promoted. Until then, keep doing what you're doing because you're going to be right where you're at. You're never going to get promoted in this company. Stop buying people's excuses.
Amen. 100%.
So personal development is big part of your life.
It's always been. I've always been around positive, upwardly mobile and positive mental attitude type people. Mr. Optimism, as some people have called me. I'm always optimistic about life and where it's going and what we're doing and how you can succeed in it.
Yeah. Okay. What are the 3 mistakes that you see people making in their business, in network marketing, and the 3 mistakes that you made yourself that you feel that could have rectified? You could have made your business grow faster. And just so we know now that we don't want to do that with the new people.
Well, the first thing is, finding A players, right? I mean, finding the right people to talk to. Yes, we're all taught to go to our warm market, but as soon as we're comfortable enough, we should be talking to business owners. We should be talking to realtors. We should be talking to other network marketers because they really understand this concept and they jump in and really run. Anybody that's had experience in networking and they see this business, they go crazy. Any business owner that takes a look at this, and this is business fantasy land, as you know, with no overhead, no liability, and you can have a multiple streams of income if you're a business owner. And if you're a realtor, I mean, it's peanut butter and jelly, right? I mean, it just goes together. The first thing people do is set up these services that we have, these essential services. So yeah, I mean, that would be the first thing. To really focus on those A players right from the jump. That would be the first and really focus on the more successful the person is, the quicker they see it, the more success they have in a very, very short period of time. So that's one. Another mistake would be lose my own ideas quickly, subjugate my own ideas. We've had some spirited conversations in the past and I've had my own ideas on how things should go and shouldn't go. And but the reality is that there's a system in place for a reason, and there's a successful system that's had that spits out nothing but successful people year after year for the last 14 years in a row. Going on 15 is the #1 team in all of ACN, and just subject myself to that system and be a student of that system, and I'll have that kind of success as well. And I've had tremendous success once I got myself out of the way. And I guess the third thing would be develop more of a consistency right out of the box. We played with it the first 3-4 weeks. One meeting here, one meeting there, and then about a month in, I said, let's do Monday, Wednesday. And you said you didn't get that from Harsh or whatever, and so but. It
just works. Harsh just wants IBOs. Okay. He don't care how you do it. Just as long as you put IBOs in and do CQs, you're fine.
And we did that. We put IBOs in and we got CQs, and then we help people get paid. And when people get paid, we get paid. So everything is good. The life is good. It's all worked hand in glove.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And again, remember, you're talking to the newest person. So, we don't listen. I told Harsh just recently, I said, listen, I didn't do any of that. And he goes, you did? And he started numbering. I'm like, oh my God, I forgot I did that. Oh my God, I forgot I did that. Okay, you win. I'm done. So I did the same thing. I came up with so many ideas. Oh, I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to do it that way. I'm going to do it this way. And it cost me money. It cost me time. And now it's so funny. I see my team doing it. It's crazy. You know what I mean? But we all think alike. So if we can get rid of that and just go right after it, there's a couple other questions. What is your daily method of operation in ACN to get towards your goals? To, when you wake up in the morning, how do you control your day?
Well, I guess once I'm in my vehicle, it's kind of the control center, right? So I make phone calls from there. I jump on Zooms from there. I can do testimonials from there. I can do presentations from there. I have a lot of windshield time. I mean, I drive 1,000 miles a week, conservatively 1,000 miles a week for the last 22 years. This last year, driving 1,000 miles a week has been very, very profitable. How you say that, right? So productive.
Yeah.
That's the word I was looking for, productive, because I could use that windshield time now to call prospects, to confirm meetings, to help people get qualified. I've done qualifications on the phone, on the fly, in the middle of traffic, so it's just a matter of, having that desire to win. My life has been about competition. My life has been about succeeding, and in a first class type of way too. I played at a very high level baseball. I played against Olympic teams, et cetera. And the one thing that I would say is that I never measured about what I did. I never measured it about, look at me, look at me. No, it was always, what's the score? What's the score? Because the score reflects what the team is doing. Exactly. And that's just the score. So, I mean, the whole goal every single day is put one IBO in and get one CQ a day. One IBO and one CQ. That's it.
Yeah. That's how we grade our business, right? How many PBZs you got and how many CQs you've done. And, and Harsh always tells me at the higher level is, what's your paycheck look like?
Keeping the main thing, as they say. Always recruiting, always talking to new people, always helping new people talk to their new people.
Yeah. Exactly.
And helping them get paid.
And everybody's watching you.
Helping them get paid. Yeah, everybody's watching. Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, have you ever done a 30-day, 90-day blitz? And if so, what are the thoughts on doing it? What results did you have to help to achieve? And do you have any advice for those who are about to do a blitz? I know I've worked with you. I know we haven't done a blitz, but there's a lot of people that do blitzes and stuff. Did you ever think about doing one? Going on a major blitz? I think we're just a big blitz company, like 24 hours a day.
Right. So, from the day I signed in, I signed on the line at ACN. I basically been on a blitz. That's 1 year of blitz. Absolutely looking for IBOs every day, looking for CQs every day, looking to build, looking to recruit, helping people get paid. That's just that blitz has been every single day, talking to everybody. If they stand still long enough, I want to talk to them, and that's it. If they're doing business with me, I want to talk to them. So we just go for it, every single day, giving props to Mr. Harsh Patel for putting together an accountability call in the morning that has absolutely spit out regional directors. Last year we promoted something like 6 regional directors on the team. This year we've already got 2 and 3 actually, 3 this year and going for more. So I mean, it's just on and on and on and on, and here we go. And we're going to go to 12, 15 RDs this year on the team. And one of them is going to be, at least one of them is going to be mine and Lorna. And I'm excited for that. I'm totally excited for that. And Calvin and Manny and Gene, they're all coming this year. But if I have anything to say about it, we're going to be on Zooms. We're going to be doing it with them and helping them and getting them to regional director, because that's where life starts in this business, at regional director, no question.
Definitely. How do you keep this fun as you build your ACN business globally?
Well, I don't think you've ever been on Zoom with me that I've not had some fun, Michael. Matter of fact, you tell me, you've told me, Joe, this is a party, but it's, we work so hard during the day. I work so hard, so focused, on creating business all day long. I get home and that other switch has to come on. It has to be, while I take this business extremely serious about where it's going and what it can do and how many people we can help. But more importantly than that, you gotta have fun. You gotta have a good day. If we're not having fun, then absolutely I'm hanging it up, because if this is the dreariness and the drudgery of work like we have at work, then it's not worth it. Hang it up.
Yeah.
Hang it up. Go make some pizzas or something. You know, I mean, it just this is part-time spare time from home. This is business fantasy land. Let's treat it as such and have a good time while we're doing it.
Yeah.
But let's also make a ton of money.
Exactly.
I'm signing up for a ton of money, right? I didn't sign up to make a little money in this business.
Yeah. As Mike Major says, it's fun making money.
It
You
is
say
fun
it all the
making
time
money.
too. You know
It's
what I mean?
fun making money. That's right.
Yeah, exactly. Do you have any advice for the IBO that has growing teams and is finding themselves in a leadership role for the first time?
Well, you know, we talked a little bit about that, right? I mean, you find yourself in a leadership role because your team is growing, and that's good. That's exciting. Okay, but the way to become a good leader is to still lead by example, right? Is by leading by example. Keep personally recruiting, keep putting in customers, okay, keep qualifying people, keep going to training. You know, I said this all the time. I think I said this on my promotional speech for regional director. And I said, you know, I went to training. I go to training as much as I do, pretty much every night. Whenever I don't have a PBZ, I'm on a training. But I'm not going there to learn the training. I'm not going there to try and learn the training. I'm going there to learn the training so I can teach the training. Because I'm the leader and I want to help these people. I want to share that information. You know, that's why you're so key, Michael, with what you do and putting this kind of video together and having your own informational site where we can go in and really succeed in a very, very quick way. I'm excited about being on your team. And, you know, you never have to worry about that. I totally love being on Michael Eric's team. So that's the only thing I can say. You know, if you're going to be in a new leadership role, be excited, be in the trenches. You know, personally recruiting and getting customers and get on the training. If you're not on the training every night and your team is growing, shame on you.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like, what is the money fair? Are you going to come in and, you know, boom, you're going to be rich? No, you have to go and do the work. And for what is work in this business, right? What is work in this business? Think about that, you know, finding an IBO, getting a customer. That's it.
Yeah.
Doing a PBZ. I mean, really? You know? Meanwhile, me, I'm driving 1,000 miles a week for the last 22 years. I never thought twice about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
and it's funny because I was just thinking before and I forgot what I was going to say, but you know, when's the last time that your employer clapped for you because you did something good? When people started clapping for me and congratulating me and you're a champion, I'm like, what does all this mean? Like these people, like this is, you know, I don't even know. Like it was so weird. It was happening. And I was thinking, like, never got that at any of my jobs. I never got that, like, you know what I mean? Like crazy, you know, so here we're always, you know, so, that's that. So
you mentioned earlier that I was in Amway, and there was a saying that one of the great leaders in Amway always said, he said, babies cry for it and grown men will die for it. That's
true.
recognition.
That's so
all
true.
you've got to do is tell somebody great job and you'll see how much gasoline you put in their tank. Wow, I'm so proud of you. Great job. You see how much gasoline you put in their tank.
Yeah. There's a true story that I remember. I was brand new in the business and I watched Pat Mazur on Facebook go to the hospital. And because the guy was supposed to do a PBZ the night before, but the guy had gotten in a car accident and he ended up in the hospital. Mike and Chris, this guy Chris and RD in Pittsburgh, I'm sorry, Pat and Chris went to the hospital just to see how he's doing. And I saw that on Facebook and I was like, who does that? Like, we'll do the PBZ next week. I wish you luck. You know, let me know when you get out of the hospital. But once I saw that, I was all in. So it's unbelievable. Some of the things that everybody's doing right now. How important is team culture?
Team culture. Wow.
Mr. Amway.
You know, boy, did you hit the coach right between the eyes? You know, the speed of the team is reflected by the leader, right? But being coachable, like you're not at the level of Mike and Pat Mazur. Okay, these guys, these guys don't have to be training us. They don't have to be teaching us. Harsh Patel, they don't have to be training us. They don't have to be teaching us. They've already achieved. They already have the residuals. Okay, um, team culture. One team, one dream. We say that all the time on our connections here, on our PBZs, and on our anytime we're exposing this business. There's a lot of times I'm doing a testimonial for people that I'm not financially connected to, and I accept it, and I'm excited about it because I understand that a rising tide raises all ships. So the more the success that they can have, the more success we all have. So that's more examples of success that we can point to. So, team culture, all working everybody doing a little bit to help the team grow, whether it be our personal team or the team en masse, like the ROCKSTAR system or the ARIC Global system or Harsh Patel University system. The more we help everybody on the team, the more success we'll have.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing, that culture. Like, I never had that at my jobs. I don't even have it in my own family, but like, it's crazy. It's unbelievable. So,
I said earlier that I never cared about what I did on the baseball field or any of that stuff. I always cared about what the scoreboard said. Yeah. And, somebody paid me a great compliment, and they said to me that I played a lot of positions in my career. And the other teammate come in and said, because you know what, Joe didn't really care what position he played. Joe just wanted to win.
That's crazy. That's so true.
That's it.
It's so true. Just recently, somebody reminded me of some baseball players. So I was looking up Billy Martin, and I was looking at what he said. I may not be the proudest person that you ever put in pinstripes, but I was the most, but I believed in, I was the most bravest or something like that. Like, it was powerful quote. I mean, those are my days when Billy Martin was getting fired every other day. You know what I mean? Like, just, you know what I mean? And then wherever he goes, he, like, you know what I mean? Like, and some of his stories, man. So back in the olden day, man, some of those baseball stories. So do you feel baseball and your coaching and everything that you learned when you were young and how far you went in baseball has a direct connection to your success here in ACN? I think so.
So I agree with one of the regional vice presidents on in this business, Lisa Oko Brown, who has always been one of my favorite leaders in this business. But she said it on one of the national calls. We talk about AAA players. I think there should be a quadruple A player. We talk about business owners. We talk about realtors. We talk about network marketers. I think that someone who has played competitive sports at a high level is that quadruple A player, because we know how to compete. We don't like to lose. Matter of fact, that doesn't come into our vocabulary, losing, quitting, and there's no question that we're willing to work hard. So I think that there should be a quadruple A category, no question, because I just see it. I see people that have that fire within them, fire within them because they've had success in other fields. So.
Yeah, I would suggest you to tell Mike and Pat that, and maybe they'll add it to the thing, because you're right. I had a guy named Zach Dingy. He came into business, and he was a high school football captain and quarterback. You know what I found out? He knew everybody in town, and everybody loved him. Everybody loved him. I still love him today. You know what I mean? Like, this kid's only 20 years old. Everybody loved him. So, that whole, and then, that whole thing in the locker room and all that talk that, get you going, so yeah, no, you're right. Okay. So what do you do to get back on track when you lose momentum and you're starting to question yourself?
Question myself. Well, I think we covered questioning myself, right? I go back to reading this.
Yeah.
I go back to reading this.
Yeah. This,
Think and Grow Rich, you just gotta, the magic of thinking big, is right by my bed. Think and Grow Rich is right by my bed. That's, that's for any time there's ever any doubt. Typically there's no doubt. I've had success I've had success. I've had success in life. I know I can succeed. This business, I know I can succeed because this business is no respecter of anyone. It's just it's respecter of you putting in the work. So if you put in the work, you're going to have what the successful people in this business have. That being said, I don't doubt myself in that regard. Excuse me. I don't doubt myself in that regard. As far as getting back on track, it's always phase one. It's always keeping the main thing the main thing. It's always recruiting. It's always talking to people. It's always calling people. It's always having those conversations with people, business owners, realtors, network marketers, highly successful athletes, quadruple A players. I'm gonna coin that phrase. Matter of fact, Lisa Okobron and I we're gonna petition the Mazers for quadruple A players. Absolutely.
But now that it's on YouTube, we gotta let them know.
Lisa and I probably had 4 words together ever in this business. Okay, but I will tell you, from the moment I saw Lisa Okobron on a call, I was completely impressed about who she was and how she handled herself and the success she's had. Okay, there was something about her that had conviction in what she was doing. And I love that about her. So she doesn't even know this about me, okay? But she has been an absolute hero of mine in this business from day one.
Wow.
And I was just on training. I was just on a training with 30 points. I was a brand new ETL, but she made a great impression on me from day one, and I try to get on anytime I can to listen to her training, because she is dynamic. She's one of the top leaders in this business. So,
and a full-time attorney.
And a full-time attorney, yes.
Yeah,
but the attorney part didn't impress me. It's something about her eyes. It's something about her eyes. It's something about her conviction and her words. And number one. Number two, she has a good time doing this.
Yeah.
That's much like I envision myself having a good time doing this. The other one is Rick Cordero, same thing. He's excited, but he's having a good time doing this.
Yeah, I used to get on a train for 2 hours just to get to see Rick. You know what I mean? Like, just to get down there, because I knew I needed that inside me to get that week going again. You know what I mean? So
what a blessing this business is that Michael, I don't have to burden myself. I don't know if I'm going to relate to everybody on my team. You don't know if you're going to relate to everyone on your team, but you have a Lisa Okobron, you have a JT Thomas, you have, a Rick Cordero, and Harsh Patel, these people, and I'm forgetting people. I know
Susie and Kenny, number 1 RDs right now. Susie and
Ken and Susie Potter, Susie Potter. Susie Potter I was doing a testimonial as an executive team leader, and Susie Potter talked to me just before the meeting started and told me, Joe, congratulations on all your success. Okay, I'm watching you and you have it. Set your goal. You got a good goal. When are you going RD? I told her when I was going RD, and she says, wow, that's such a good goal. I know you can do it. That was like a rocket ship. That she set me off like a rocket ship after that. Yeah, Susie Potter is the nicest lady I've ever met in my life. And she didn't have to do that. I mean, she's a completely wonderful lady. So.
Yeah, no, there's some amazing, and that's what I realized when you start growing your business and you start talking to the leaders and you start to see what they're up to, because I'll never forget when Lisa signed up. Like, I'll never forget when Mike Mazur was driving from Dallas down to Houston, all because they were working with Lisa and they were building that team and they were, you know what I mean? And then, you know what I mean? But, I'm just remember Lisa's on MD's team.
Right. Well, I'm going to say to you, while I edified a lot of the regional vice presidents, and of course, Mike and Pat and Harsh and yourself. Okay. I can't forget that every single day I'm around him, I learned so much from Jovan Dudley. My running mate in this business, my brother from another mother, your other RD, number 2, okay, number 2 RD. But that being said, I learned so much from him, just watching him, how he carries himself, how he's a student of the business, how he absolutely shares and disseminates information. He is absolutely a regional vice president, senior vice president in the making, and just the pin hasn't caught up yet. The pin hasn't caught up yet. So
Yeah.
I'm just excited to be around these people.
No. I mean, I met Javon at a meetup and just asked him if he looks for other ways of making money. And, he was a complete stranger in my life. And that was a direct recruit. That was somebody I didn't have to go through anything. But you know what? I was forced to leave my house. I was sitting at my kitchen table and Harsh is like, get out of the house and start talking to people. And thank God he said that, because, I ran into Javon, and me and Javon really, Javon, Harsh always says this is a little trick of the trade. If you're paying attention, is don't fall in love with them, date them. Now, what does that mean? That means you can't fall in love with the people, because you got to help them grow their business. And how you grow their business is you stay on the bottom of the legs and you just keep growing and keep going and keep going. And then they'll all wake up. You know what I mean? So Javon, we spent money on meetings where Javon's just a true champion. And Joe, it's because of you, because Javon was, doing some things in life. He wasn't fully plugged in. And I went over there. I started talking to him. I told him all about you. And then I do what I do best. I put you two together on a phone, and you just came in like a big brother. And it was fun while you guys were running together, so, and I can't even picture to know that you both are going to be my regional vice president, senior vice president. I can feel it. I can see it as I'm growing my team, because you guys are just servant leaders. You're doing exactly what, and it's not me, it's you. It's your dream. It's your why. It's your list. It's what you want. So I'm just, I just override Joe Capello, as Harsh would say. I just override Javon Dudley. That's all I want. You know what I mean? So this morning, Javon was a little late to the shark call, and he's like, listen, because that's a demanding call. Like if you don't show up, you get kicked off the call. So he's like, you got to call Javon and wake him up. We'll get him going. And I was like, listen, I don't call Javon anymore. Javon's a big boy. Javon will be here. I ain't got to worry about it. Don't worry. Javon will be here. So, and of course he showed up, you know what I mean? He showed up and, coming ready to go. And it's funny because we were all late, you know what I mean, this morning. So, but yeah. So yeah, no, I appreciate it.
I was on time.
Yeah. Okay. All right. You're on time. Good. Good. You know what I mean? Listen, I was in Australia, so I'm, and I got dyslexia and I got ADHD and I'm trying to figure out this time zone. So, you know what I mean? Like it's really screwing my head, but I don't care. I'm going. Okay. So the next thing is, what is your favorite memory in this business, Joe? Since you signed up, since May 28th, I'll never forget the day. Okay. What is your favorite memory?
My favorite memory. That's a good one, Michael. I guess the Friday night leadership, where I was promoted, from a couple of reasons. One, I got to talk to the Rockstar Nation, right? That was important. That was important. I liked sharing my story with the Rockstar Nation. But more importantly than that, I got to give thanks to the people in my life. My fiance, Jen, my mom was in the room. My son was in the room. One of my sons was in the room. So I got to edify them and talk about the sacrifices that they've made, right? Because I'm on Zooms, I'm doing CQs, I'm doing stuff that they have to be okay with so that we can have a future. They have to catch the vision too. So I think that's probably the most memorable moment in the business. And the second one, a close second, but my first PBZ, the first time I was doing my own presentation, and it was a good friend of mine who's in Spain, and it was 7:30 in the morning here in the Eastern time zone, and it was I guess 1:30 in Spain. It was his lunchtime, and he said, "I've got an hour. Let's talk." And I did the presentation for him. You, of course, were there to do a testimonial. But more importantly than that, the support we got, because Patrick Mazer Mr. 300,000 customers, okay, gets up at 7:30 in the morning and does a testimonial on my call. You know, the first night I signed up, I met Mike Mazer. And this is the first time that Pat came and helped me build a business. And that was very, very memorable, because if he can get out and make my call at 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, you know, and do a testimonial, you know, what's my excuse not to build this? What's my excuse not to build this? He doesn't have to do that, you know. So that's my second most memorable moment for sure. You know, and of course, meeting Mike Mazer that first night when I met you, that was a nice conversation. When he asked me on the diving board, Joe, what are you waiting for?
Exactly.
You know, but so those are the highlights. Those are the highlights right there.
Listen, I met the second Mike Mason when I was in Dallas, so I understand. You met the first one. You know what I mean? I was like, who is this guy? Like, oh my God, you know? So, okay. Now the next thing is the biggest mistake. What did you learn from it? The smartest thing that you've done to go to duplicate?
Oh. Willingness to help people, but not to live there. Don't make that same mistake. You know, my biggest mistake was that I stayed around trying to help people that didn't want help. You know, we talked about there's a system, there's training, there's everything.
Big problem in this business.
It's sometimes, you know, we want it more than they want it for themselves. We see it more than they see it for themselves. And there's so many people, not only in my business, but in the organization that I see that have tremendous talent, but they don't really want to do it. They don't see it. They don't see the vision. And there's another Joe Capello out there. There's another Michael Arick out there. There's another Lorna. There's another Manny. There's another Calvin.
Yeah.
There's another Gene Johnson. There's, you know, Deronda, and all these people that are coming on strong now that are doing well in my team. And just there's more people like us, you know. If it made sense to us, it'll make sense to somebody else, no question. So it's not for everyone. We're not trying to save the world.
Yeah. Exactly. Powerful. What are the top traits that you look for in a leader, and what single trait has most helped you become successful?
Again, in a leader, you know, you show up, you go up, right? I mean, if you're not showing up, you're not going anywhere in this business. And I don't care how much success you've had in the outside world and who you think you are in business or credentially, how much education you have. If you don't show up to the training, if you don't show up to the conventions, if you don't show up to the customer training, the customer acquisition trainings, and so, you're not going anywhere. Doesn't matter how great an opportunity is. It doesn't matter how excited you are. If you don't show up to the trainings consistently to learn and teach, you're not going anywhere. What was the second part of that question, Mike? I'm sorry.
Yeah, the second part is, what are the top traits that you look for in a leader? In which you're saying, you know, you don't show up if you don't show up at training, then you're just not going to go anywhere. And what's the single trait that has helped you become successful, so they can focus on that?
We covered a little bit earlier. You know, I hate to lose.
Exactly.
I hate to lose. I hate to lose.
I know.
I'm not a sore loser. I just hate to lose. I hate to lose. I hate to lose. I want to compete. I want to compete. You know, and that's it. You know, that's just it. You know, I've never lost at anything in my life. You know.
Okay. All right. It's powerful.
Might be because I'm too stubborn.
Listen, you're you know. So we have RD leaderships events, as you know about, on Saturdays now because it's virtual, you know, and our international online event, okay, which is going to be June 25th of this year. Okay, so on training events, why should people mark their calendars, clear their schedules, and attend these events, and to hustle to qualify for RD leadership training?
Wow. So let's tackle the RD training first. The RD training revolutionized my thought process about the business. I was in awe of everybody in the business, like, wow, right? It was like, wow. And the RD training said, hey, you're at RD and above. We're all at this level. You can play at this level. And I was like, what? Now he goes, obviously some people have bigger businesses, have bigger paychecks, all that, great. Okay, but the RD training gave me the vision to expand and to explode it to the next level, to develop that exponential growth that it takes to go to regional vice president, senior vice president. That RD training gave me the vision to really just scale the business, create that exponential growth. So
yeah. And why should
so conventions, I have probably 30 different conventions that I've been to in my life, types of conventions, types of events. The feeling you get, the touching feeling, the looking into the eyes of the leadership. Actually, the 25th and 26th we're doing virtually, but you can see getting the information for the most successful people in this organization, in the world of ACN, that are having the most success, which means they're cashing the biggest paychecks, which means they have the most residuals, which means they have the lifestyle that I'm working toward. Okay, people that don't work for a living, that are home, online, home-based business, okay, that is staying home all the time and really succeeding. Okay, that's what I'm dreaming about. That's what I dream about, and I can't have it unless I go learn it from them. So, and the next thing is, there has been no one ever in the business ever that's reached a high level in this business that hasn't absolutely dedicated themselves to going and learning at these events.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And especially now it's virtual. Costs you what, $50 to learn from the most successful people in the world?
Yeah.
Okay. How many of us have iTunes accounts that they're paying, ridiculous amount of money for music, and there's no benefit in that for your total life. Here you've got, the most successful people like Mike and Pat Mazer teaching you, and Harsh Patel, and the Jeff and Melissa Streets, and the James and James Adams, and all the successful people, the Aaron and Chanel Burts, and just on and on, the Cody Mackeys and the Leanne Gabriels, and all these people that have had tremendous success and are living the life that I want to live. That's why I want to live.
Yep, exactly. Okay, so the last question of the day, okay, of the time on Zoom, and thank you for your time. I know you're busy, you got a lot going on, but it's I'm glad that we got this done. We wanted to do this a while ago, but we're just so busy. With the years of experience in training and knowledge that you have now acquired in network marketing since your days of being in network marketing, what advice would you give your younger self if you were to just getting started in ACN, to help you condense timeframes and achieve success as quickly as possible?
Wow, that's a tough question for me, because I thought I did it quickly, and then we ran into another gentleman on the team that did it in 54 days, and I looked like I was running in quicksand. But that being said, it's a numbers game, right? I mean, you just got to put the people in front. 24 personal recruits. How quickly can you put 24 personal recruits in? Can you put 24 personal recruits in? The faster you put 24 personal recruits, the faster you're going to be RD. 30 days after hitting the 24 personal recruits, you get a 30-day countdown to RD. Okay? Yeah. As soon as you put in your 24th recruit, you get 30 days to reach your RD. That's just the averages. That's what's happened. Okay, in my personal case, I sponsored my 24th recruit, and 2 weeks later, I was a regional director.
Yeah.
It works. Now I got to do it again to go regional vice president, another 24, and I'll be regional vice president.
Exactly.
Okay. So I guess working quickly.
Okay.
Going through the numbers quickly.
Okay. What do you mean numbers? The phone numbers, the people,
going through the personal recruits,
Okay.
We're talking to A players, quadruple A players, right? We're talking to quadruple A players. Well, that's all good, but going through those numbers quickly, talking to the recruits, talking to them. The faster you get to 24, the faster you get to 48, fast, personal recruits.
Yeah.
Personal recruits. So that's and then I guess 100 is SVP, right? So
yeah.
So 24 to RD, 48 to regional vice president, and then 100 to senior vice president. Personally recruited, sponsored in the business, building legs, building business.
Yeah. Joe, it's been an honor to have you on the call. It's an honor to have you on my team. I'm very fortunate to have you on my team and the leadership that you provide to your team. I see it. I see how hard you're working. I see that, you want it. It's in your eyes. I could tell by just this interview. I got to know you more and more, and I'm just excited that other people are going to get to see, what even your new IBOs, the people that you're here. I'm just excited about your success. And I just want to thank you again for your leadership and everything you've done, for the whole entire ROCKSTAR system and the team. So any last closing comments you'd like to say to your team, to the ROCKSTARs, to your fiance, to whoever you want? This is all yours, and we'll end it at that.
Well, I mean, the only other thing is have your vision. Be true to your vision. Be true to where you want to go in life. Where do you want out of this business? Write it down. Okay. Look at it every day. Understand it every day. Carry it with you. Okay. Really, really carry it with you. And then share it with the people you love, because they have to be on board too. Once they get on board, look out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look out. I'm just excited about the future. Here I am. I'll be retiring in the next 5 to 7 years from my regular job. And I don't think it's going to take that long to have to replace that income with ACN, but I know it's not. My vision is to travel the world like you, Michael, and to enjoy some beachfront destinations. So I'm excited for that and helping more people. This business is about helping people.
Anything you want to say to the new IBO that just is listening to the first time, that's just signed up in ACN and just excited to be on your team?
I absolutely do. Be coachable, okay? Have a work ethic and have a desire to do this. And then plug into useyourupline.com. That's all you have to do. Trust. I know these people are strangers. Trust them. Difficult to do. We're talking $200 business. Trust them. They can transform your life. With that, Michael.
Yeah, that's it.
That's all I got.
Yeah, it's enough. Joe, it's a very long call. Again, guys, you heard it from Regional Director Joe, top regional director in the company, doing amazing, on his way to regional vice president. He gave you secrets. He gave you knowledge. I would record. I would listen to this again and again and again. And if you're on Joe's team, you're very lucky. So that's it. I appreciate everybody being here and listening to what we got going on. We'll see you at the top. All right. Bye-bye.
Good night, Michael.
Good night. Good night.